Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to my channel. It's really our channel. And welcome all you overthinkers, Thanks for coming back. It means you're thinking about something. And this is the channel when you are thinking about travel, specifically all things Viking. I'm also covering lots of other content. I hope you guys will click on other content also, but I'm going to keep the Viking content coming as well because it's really hard to find Viking content. So this video is just like the title suggests, if you are packing for your Viking cruise and how to pack. But this is really more about bag limits, how much things weigh, how to keep your bags from being overweight, and then just the tips on how to avoid paying bag fees and everything related to that as you prepare for your Viking cruise. And for most of us right now, it is cold. I am in Texas and it's cold even in Texas. So as a matter of fact, I had some folks come in from New York and it was colder in Texas than it was in New York. And on Saturday, I'll be going back to New York. So let's get into it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, this is a great time to subscribe. If you are an overthinker, you are in good company because we try to think about everything that you don't have to. Or if you just need validation that you are not, obsessed, then this is also the right spot. So if you've been overthinking your packing, this is a good video. And how do you know if you've been overthinking it? Well, if you're like me, I will actually have a bag sitting in the middle of the bedroom about a week before my trip because I like to kind of go ahead and start planning it out. As I do laundry, I go ahead and drop things into the suitcase. So that's kind of my approach. So for today, I wanted to talk about how do you travel internationally so that you can make your Viking cruise and also take advantage of the bag allowances, how to not go overweight, how to not overpack. Okay, so let's just start with a couple of quick tips. Now, this doesn't apply to all of the airlines specifically, but at least if you know about it, you can ask about it. I'm assuming most of you guys are very seasoned travelers, but let's just also say there are small things that we may just overlook. So first and foremost, if you are traveling internationally on most airlines, I'm just going to use American because that's the one I travel on most often. But American Airlines, if you're traveling for a long haul trip like internationally, you should get one bag that you can check for free. So normally, if you're just without status, without a credit card, without a certain class that you're traveling in, you would be paying like $35 for that bag. If you are traveling internationally, then you should get one checked bag for free. So we're just going to talk about really like the math around travel bags and how to honestly just not spend any more if you don't want to spend any more for bags, okay? Because that is just a hidden cost. And also, let's think about it. You also want to bring some things back. So let's get into that one bag. You are able to usually take 50 pounds in that one bag. If you are in a first class cabin, then you usually will be allowed up to 70 pounds. And you can double check that. Some people may not even realize that if you're traveling in first class, you get more weight in your bag. Now that is important because it means that you can have 5 to 10 more items. So let's talk about 50 pounds. And you get to the airport and you check your bag and you put it on the scale and it's overweight 1 pound. 1 pound. So did you guys know that 1 pound overweight could actually cost you $70? So between 50 and 70 pounds, or 51 and 70 pounds, it's gonna cost you $70. $70. If for some reason you're at 70 pounds, it's gonna cost you $200 extra dollars because your bag is overweight. Okay, now I'm gonna assume everybody is excited. They've got unlimited money. Great. So you just want to pay $200 because your bag's overweight. Good for you. But for the rest of the folks that are the overthinkers who are on this channel and hopefully who have subscribed, I just want to make it really simple for you so that you're not that person that's having to unpack their bag right there, hold up the line, try to figure out what you should take out, keep putting it back on the scale, trying to figure it out. That's not going to be us, because we are listening to this channel so that we can not have to overthink things when we get there. So, did you know that most of the things in your suitcase are between 1 and 2 pounds? I know. Isn't that crazy? So the reason I know this is because I am an overthinker like you guys. And my worst fear is getting to the airport and my bag being overweight. Now you may say, well, why don't you just buy a luggage scale at home? That wouldn't be any fun, would it? But that would be a good time for me to tell you, you should buy a luggage scale. And I may put one in the information below. But if you want to just be a brainiac travel maven, I want to tell you how to have a hack on how many things to take out of your bag so that you can put that $70 or $200 in your spending budget. Okay, so here we go. You go up to the counter and you have 3 pounds overweight. 2 pounds are shoes. Most pairs of shoes, with the exception of flip-flops that are 1 pound, every other pair of shoes are usually going to be 2 pounds. So what I suggest is always wear your heaviest pairs of shoes. Now, most people are going to say, well, I want to be comfortable. Absolutely. But this is the moment to just put your flip-flops in your bag, in your purse, in your backpack. They're so small. Put them in your hand, for heaven's sake. And you can walk through security with them. Take out the heaviest thing that you have, which is going to be a pair of shoes and a charger. If you have any kind of computer charger that you've put in your suitcase because you don't really know if you're going to have to work when you get there, take it out. Again, super small, easy to walk through security with it. Throw it in your bag. Those are both 2 pounds each. If you're only 3 to 4 pounds, you're back underweight and you're going to be good to go. So just a couple other things you may want to know when you're like, are you sure everything is between 1 and 2 pounds? Yes. So pair of jeans, 1 pound. Bottle of shampoo, 1 pound. A robe is 2 pounds. An average shirt is 1 pound. Socks, negligible, doesn't really matter. Don't worry about taking out the socks. I mean, they take up a lot of space, but you'll end up being that person that's backing up the line for 20 minutes because socks aren't going to really take anything out. A book, 1 to 2 pounds. Hopefully you don't have any books in your bag. A candle, 1 pound. So the easiest way to look at it is if you are close to going overweight on your bags, I also will always have a little foldable like IKEA bag or a little tote or something like that. So that if I need to just pull out those 3 things and slip it somewhere else, then I've saved myself $70 to $200. So if you're traveling for your international trip, trying to make your flight to go on your next Viking cruise, this is how you can make sure that you only have to travel with 1 bag and you don't end up going overweight. Now, one thing that you also want to know is sometimes going overweight isn't even an option if you want to pay for it. So that's why this is really good to know, because we did have a situation in Bali, for instance, where you couldn't even pay the extra money. You had to have your bag underweight. And that's when these tips were really helpful, because again, if you know that you're 8 pounds over, you quickly know you can get rid of that shampoo, pull out a couple of pairs of jeans and put those heavy tennis shoes on and you're good to go. Thanks for tuning into the channel. If you haven't subscribed, I hope you do, and I'll see you soon.